Today, I'll be talking about two big topics: business and finance. Um, they're very related together. Business goes hand in hand with finance, but I wanted to talk about this because I think there's a need for kind of like the big picture. I think there's a need for a big picture view of finance and business, right? What is it actually doing, right? What's the ultimate purpose, right? What is it that we're actually doing in business, right? In finance, right? We need the big picture, and then we also need execution, right? The practical steps, right? What do we do, right? What do we do in action? Because I think for a lot of content, what I've seen, the financial aspect, there's either too much focus on making money, right, which isn't a bad thing, right? It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing, right? But there's too much focus on making money and not enough focus on what it means, right? What do you actually do with it, right? Either that, or there's too much focus on the theory, right? The theory and not enough application, right? So we need the big picture, right? We need the philosophy, right? We need the human aspect, right? This is what I call the art, right? The human aspect of finance and business, right? But we also need the strategy, right? The tactics, the actions that we need to take. Right? So I want to go. This is like going to be a very, not very, a quick little summary of finance and business. Okay. Whew. Let's begin. So, what is business? I mean, what the heck is it, right? Business this, business that, business that, right? Everyone talks about business these days, right? Starting my own business, right? Startups, right? Big tech, big ag, big oil, big pharma, right? But what does it mean? What is a business, right? And I think all of you watching this video know on paper, right? On paper, what a business is, right? But I want to talk about the big picture, right? What actually is a business, right? Really, what I'm saying is why, right? What I'm asking really the why, right? The meaning, the purpose, right? Why run a business, right? And there's as many reasons as there are people, right? Maybe your reason is to make a lot of money. Maybe your reason is for a cause, right? Maybe your reason is for creativity, right? You want to share something with the world, right? There's a lot of reasons, but I think the big picture of business, right? What is business all about? Really, it's about widening, right? Widening the human expression. Okay, so what do I mean, right? What do I mean? What do I mean when I say widening the human expression? I mean, business is all about creating new ways of expressing what it means to be human, right? So before bicycles, right, there weren't any professional cyclists, right? When humanity invented bicycles, right, and then people started getting used to it, right, and people started getting better, right, then, right, the Tour de France, right, professional cyclists came about, right? Before automobiles, right, there were no professional race car drivers, right, but after the invention of automobiles, right, and widespread usage, now we have, right, Formula One, right, F1 drivers, right? So really, right, same with anything, right? Pianos, same with astronauts, right? Same with firefighters, right? And any vocation, right? Occupation, a job, right? Business really is about creating new ways of expressing what it means to be human, right? New human expression, right? So it's creative. It's a very creative force, right? I really make an analogy, right? What is business? Life, right? Life leads to business, right? What do I mean? Just like life, right? With its biodiversity, you've got trees, you've got birds, you've got lizards, you've got fish, right? You've got invertebrates, right? You've got worms. Just like life, right? With its biodiversity, right? Biodiversity. Business is about idea, right? Idea diversity, right? These are equivalent ideas, right? Life has biodiversity. Business has idea diversity, right? Idea diversity. And to stretch the analogy even further, right? 99%, 99.999, right? Whatever, 99% of species go extinct, right? 99% of species go extinct. 99%, give or take, right? Give or take, of businesses go extinct, which is to say they fail, right? They bankrupt. And no, and I'm just talking rough numbers, right? I'm not talking in a specific time frame, right? Eventually, all businesses will go extinct, right? Eventually, all life will go extinct. Maybe, maybe not, right? Right. Most of life, right, it's a very creative and a very destructive, right? But creation and destruction, they're part of the same cycle, right? You need to break things to make new things. So this, right, business really draws its idea from life, right? The energy of life. So business then, what you're really doing in business, right? You're extending what it means to be human, right? What it means to be human. The human condition. To be human. There. What it means to be human. And so I make an analogy. Business really is about, because you're extending it, right? I like to think of it as a very objective, right? Business is very, in this framework, right? In how you operate a business, it's very objective, right? If you don't have enough money, you go bankrupt, right? In that sense, business is very objective, right? You either succeed or you fail, right? You're bankrupt or you make a profit, right? There's no, and you can't have both, right? Or you can't have neither. Business is very black and white in those terms, right? In how you actually operate it. So now, then I want to talk about how this relates to finance. Finance is exactly the same, right? Except it's pertaining to, let's say, for example, the individual level, right? You either, right, finance really, there's, I would say, basically three. There's pretty much simple rules for finance. Very simple rules. Finance rules. Number one, input has to be greater than output, right? Input has to be greater than or equal to output, right? So basically I'm saying you got to make more money than you spend, right? Obviously, you make more money than you spend, or equal to. Now, what does that mean, right? It means basically, how do you make money? Making money, really, when you really break it down, so money really kind of is it's sort of an abstraction. Just like, I'm copying this from Alan Watts, but just like the menu represents the food, but the menu, you can't eat the menu, right? Money represents value to other people, right? But you can't, it's that money is not value itself, right? Money, so what is that? What does that mean? Right? Money is how you contribute to other people, right? How you contribute to other people. How you contribute. So the more value you create, right? So basically the more you give, the more you give, the more you give, the more you get, right? Kind of like the golden rule. The more you give, the more you get. The more you get. Now, of course, I'm making very general statements. This isn't always the case. For example, if you're, let's say, a drug dealer, right? You're not really contributing, right? You're making money by making somebody's life worse, right? You're feeding their addiction, right? If you're a tobacco company, you're making money by killing somebody else, right? By giving them lung cancer, right? So this isn't necessarily, and there's a lot of gray areas, right? The tobacco, the drug, right? It gives the person temporary pleasure, but it's bad for your health. All that being said, in general, money is really how you contribute to other people's lives, right? So the more you give, the more you get. If you're a blessing to other people, you will be blessed. Does that mean you're always going to be rich because you help other people? Not necessarily, right? That's not what I'm saying. But sort of copying from like the Bhagavad Gita, right? You are entitled to your actions, to your labor, but not the fruits of your labor, right? To the fruits of your action. This is very similar, just to make it an analogy. I don't want to go on too much of a tangent, but this is very similar to, Newton's second law, right? Equal and opposite reaction, right? But this is like a social form, right? Newton's law works socially as well, right? This is like the golden rule, right? Hammurabi's golden rule, an eye for an eye. Golden rule, an eye for an eye, yin and yang, right? Very, very similar concepts. All of these are very similar concepts. I don't want to go on too much of a tangent, but second, right, this is probably where a lot of people get caught, right? Kind of like in a trap. It's really maintenance, right? The name of the game is maintenance. Maintenance. I'll say it over and over. Maintenance. It's all about maintenance. What do I mean? There's the initial cost, right? Initial cost. And then there's the upkeep, right? The upkeep cost. This, right? The upkeep is where you make it or you break it, right? What is upkeep, right? That's, for example, with your physical health, right? That's food. You got to eat every day or every other day if you're fasting, right? Intermittent fasting. Food, water, shelter, right? Clothes, hygiene, right? This is your physical, right? Your physical need, upkeep. If you're talking about financial upkeep, right? Taxes, right? Taxes, utility. You've got bills, right? Grocery. Well, grocery is food, but insurance, right? You've got all these things, right? You've got social, financial, physical upkeep, right? Maintenance, right? This is where you make it or you break it, right? I could say this about this isn't just pertaining to finance, right? This is literally everything. Literally. Right? This can be about your relationships. You gotta maintain your relationships. You've gotta maintain your health, right? Health. Finance, right? The same with finance, right? And maintenance is everything. Maintenance is literally everything. This is where people get stuck, right? This is where people get caught in the debt trap, right? It's the upkeep. You've got too much stuff, right? You've got too much stuff and not enough money to maintain that stuff, right? Maintain that stuff and maintain that lifestyle, maintain that service, right? Maintain that quality of life, right? Whatever it is, right? Maintain your relationships, right? This, seriously, this is where you either make it or break it, right? This is it's not sexy, right? It's not like you make $1 million in a single day, right? It's not sexy at all, right? But this is the one step at a time, right? One step at a time, right? One step at a time. Atomic Habits, the habits of highly successful people, right? This is what they do, right? It's every single day. Every single day you go to the gym. Every single day you eat healthy. Every single day you get good amount of sleep. Every single day you have spent quality time with your friends and family, right? Every single day. And I'm not saying that, right, in a sort of dutiful way, right? You don't have to do it, right? No one's forcing you to do it. But really, I'm saying this in you live every day, moment by moment. Maintenance. Okay, so well, now what does this mean, right? Or in regards to finance, as long as you follow these two rules, right? If you give more, and if you have proper maintenance, right? Your proper daily habits, that's all you need, right? Everything else will take care of itself, right? You don't need. This is literally all you need, right? It's very simple. It doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean I'm not saying it's easy. But this is truly all you need, right? These two are all you need for not just finance, but for health, right? Physical health, emotional health, spiritual health. Everything else is really tactics, right? Strategies, different ways of looking at things. Okay, so now you might ask, right? So we have a big picture, right? This is kind of like the principles, right? Then this is a principle for business, right? You're expanding human expression, right? Business is all about expanding human expression, right? That's a principle. And then finance, the principles are give more than you get, and daily habits, right? One step at a time, maintaining things. Right, this can be, so what are the actual actions, right? Practicals, like you want the practical steps, right? And this part you probably have to think for yourself, but some ones that I came up with. So for example, with finance, right? Practical steps. Maintaining what you use every day, right? Maintain what you use every day stuff. So what do I mean? Your shoes, your bed, if you use a car, right? Car or bike, or if you walk, right? Shoes, car, bike, shoes. If you use a computer, right? Computer or cell phone. Your clothes, right? But the ones you use every day, right? The ones you use every day. You want to maintain everything. You don't have to take care of it perfectly, but you want to just clean it, right? Clean it, take good care of it, right? Basically, it's about being grateful, appreciating what you have. This comes down to gratitude. Gratitude is a very, very, very empowering, uplifting emotion. What you appreciate appreciates. And so everything, basically, if you can right now, make a list of what you use every day, every single day, and then make a mental or physical note of what things you should be maintaining, right? Repairing, cleaning. So for me, these are some big ones. Other ones for me are my garden. I also clean the my floors. The toilet. And my house, like the walls, the foundation. And that's kind of a general list, right? So just kind of, it's really just taking inventory of what you have, and then repairing it, or giving it away, upgrading it, cleaning it, just taking good care of things, right? Taking good care of things. If you take care of it, it will take care of you. Care of you. So this is the practical step for maintenance. Now, what about the practical step for giving, right? Well, how am I supposed to give, right? You can't really force someone to take your gift, right? If they don't want it, it's kind of like giving somebody, like, if you have, for example, if you have like a spicy pepper, right? An extra spicy pepper, and you give it to somebody, right? But that person doesn't like spicy food, right? Then it doesn't matter how much you give, right? That's not what they want, right? Because they don't like spicy food, right? So giving isn't really just about, it's not forcing. It's not forcing, because that's not giving, right? Not forcing giving, but giving is really about listening, right? Giving is listening to what the other person wants or needs. Listening. It's not even really listening, it's really just being there, right? Just being there for people, for your things, for yourself, right? You got to be there for yourself too, right? Just be there. That's the best gift you can give. So giving, right? The more you give, right? So you can volunteer, right? There's so much need for volunteers. Charity, right? Donations. You can donate. Small acts, right? Small acts of kindness, right? Holding doors. Small acts of kindness. It's really just being a good person, good human being, right? A good being. Right? I'll call it the art of being a decent human. Right? And this, while it doesn't necessarily lead to, financial success, the whole point of doing this is you develop your person, right? You develop as a human being. And by developing as a human being, you become more valuable, right? Which indirectly then allows you to make more money, right? So the money really, the finance, right? The money really is, it's the cherry on top. It's the bonus, right? Money is the bonus, right? Is the bonus. It's not the primary motivator. Money is the bonus. Now, of course, in the current time, in the modern times, in the developed world, and developing worlds, we need money to live, right? We need to pay our bills. We need to buy groceries. We need to pay taxes, right? But really, right, money is the bonus, right? It's what we get after we give, right? We don't get the money before we give, right? We first give, and then afterwards, the money is the bonus, right? It comes later. So we're really starting. Why this is so important, right? It's because you're really getting to the root of things, right? It's not really, it's investing. I like to think of it as really investing in yourself. Right? Invest in yourself, right? Invest in yourself. And invest in others, right? Investing in others, right? First though, you have to invest in yourself. Right? You got to develop as a person, right? With your skills, emotional intelligence, with your wisdom, right? It's investing in yourself, right? The more you invest in yourself, the more valuable you become. And then you can invest in others as well, right? By teaching, or by sharing your skills, right? Or other ways of cooperating with other people, right? But investing in yourself and investing in other people. How can you invest in yourself? You can read, right? I read books all the time. Read podcasts. I listen to so many podcasts and I read so many books. Practice, right? Training your skills, right? Right? Whatever you love to do, right? If you love to garden, if you love to cook, if you love going swimming, if you love biking, right? Whatever you love, or do it more, right? Do more of it. Right, so reading, podcast skills, there's many ways to invest in yourself, but these are really some of the big ones. These are really the practical steps that you can take for true financial, not just financial, but emotional, physical, spiritual health, right? And then what about business, right? I want to start a business, right? All this, big picture stuff, it's pretty fun, right? It's a nice idea, right? What am I supposed to do, right? What am I supposed to do? Since business is about expanding human expression, the simplest thing you can do is to become you, for you to become more you, right? To become more you, right? To become more you. And now what does that mean? What does that mean in action, right? It comes back to this, right? Investing in yourself, right? It comes back to this, right? So if you love, for example, if you love playing piano, right? Play more piano, right? Play more piano. Practice, right? Practice even more piano, right? And but then, right? That's fine and all. How can I turn that into a business, right? This is the art of business, right? This is the art of business, right? You then take what you've learned, right? So you practice piano, right? Now you can teach, right? You can teach or tutor people. You can compose, right? Compose music. You can create, maybe you want to create a new instrument, right? Create a new instrument, right? That you want to bring to the world. Create new instruments, right? It's all about sharing. This is the key word, sharing. Business is about expanding the human expression, right? How do you expand? Sharing. You share it with other people. You share your ideas, your skills, what you love to do. This is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm sharing what I love doing, right? Which is just talking about philosophy and about practical actions, right? Sharing. If you cut out all the business jargon, right? The business lingo. What is it all about? Connection, right? Connecting with fellow humans, with fellow people. This is what business is all about, right? It's connecting with fellow people, right? But by you sharing your knowledge, right? Your music, right? Creating new instruments, right? There's so many other ideas. You allow others to expand their human expression, right? If you create a new instrument, right? Then a new profession could arise, right? Maybe instead of pianist, right? It'll be there'll be a new profession, maybe like electro keyboardist. I'm just making it up. By connecting with people, right? By sharing, that's what business is all about. Right? That's what business is all about, right? Because it's from life. It comes from life, right? What is life? Life creates more life, right? More life, more abundance, right? The soil, so let's say we have an apple. We eat the apple, that becomes a human. The apple becomes a human. The human poops, and that becomes soil. And the soil, once again, becomes part of the tree, right? So life is perpetually changing, right? Life is all about creating new life, right? What my definition of life, really, right? It's even broader. Is life isn't just, right? Life is not survival and reproduction. That's not what life is, really. Right? That's the definition in the textbooks. That's not what my definition is. My definition is life propagates more life. More life. More abundance, right? Co-creation. And a banana, which becomes a bird, right? Which becomes a fox, right? Which becomes a human, which becomes part of the soil, which becomes a worm, right? Life wants to become more and more things, right? Life wants biodiversity, right? That's how life expresses itself. Biodiversity is the expression of life. Life wants to create so much abundance, or so much diversity, so many new ways, different ways, unique ways of expressing itself, right? This is life. Right? This is life. And it's exactly the same with business. Business is expanding, appreciating, reflecting, regenerating more, right? It's creating more possibilities for the human condition. So you're widening the field, right? You're creating more opportunities. That's what real business is all about. That's what real business is all about. And so this is kind of the final analogy I want to make. If you're trying reaching the okay sometimes you want to go really high up, right? Sometimes you want to go high up, and that's about being a professional. A professional is trying to reach the top. sometimes you want to widen the field, right? You want to widen the field. And that's business, right? Business is all about creating more opportunities, creating more abundance, right? Creating more biodiversity, right? True business. And then sometimes what you want to do is not go to the top or widen, right? But what you want to do is go deeper, right? You want to go deeper, right? And this is really spirituality, right? Spirituality is about going deeper, right? Going deeper or opening, progressively opening yourself up. But of course, right, they all connect together. Sometimes you go higher, sometimes you go deeper, sometimes you go wider, but they all connect together. And oh, that was a long presentation. I've been thinking about this for literally years, but finally I've been able to digest it and put it in like a understandable format. So I hope this makes sense, or if it doesn't, let me know. And I hope this helps you. I hope this helps you.